tells us that the world average is 85% of time. That's a school day. You have 190 school days a year. 85% is the average worldwide. In Jamaica, it is 61%. We can't continue this way, you know, students of Vauxhall, and therefore we need as much time, two things, between teacher and student, which means you have to have space. We can't cut the day short, as the shift system has done. And secondly, that when it is class time, it is time for teaching and learning. It is not time for fooling around, for people walking in late, for who not do homework, or who have a problem with the next person in the seat. We have to use our time for teaching and learning, because that is the only way that you are going to step up in life. Only way. Jamaica knows now that we will never be able to progress as a nation. You, if you choose to go abroad, will never be able to get the kind of jobs that you want and prosperity that we all seek and happiness in your life unless we get a good education. And that is what is being improved exponentially this morning as Vauxhall goes on a single shift full day arrangement. Students will now be able to leave school and to commute home before nightfall. Very important, because sometimes there's danger on the street. Stay afterwards for your extracurricular activities, but go home. You'll be able to mingle in ways that you have not done before. The removal of the shift system also makes it easier for school leaders to manage the institution, since it now has a single population rather than two populations. But this ceremony marks another milestone. Vauxhall, up, up! Do you know what we are doing today has a national significance, because you are the first of at least 32 schools targeted to be removed from the shift system during this school year. You are the first for this academic year. And you know, I really want to pay tribute among many people, but to your Member of Parliament and to your board chairman. I judge a Member of Parliament by his or her commitment to education. And your Member of Parliament, the Honourable Philip Paulwell, has led us in the education system in the introduction of technology into our schools. That is the front runner of educational progress, and he has been devoted to the schools in his constituency, and it is only fitting that we should help with the infrastructure to make your outcomes really great. Clap your Member of Parliament. And then your board chairman, look here, he's not getting any money for what he's doing here, you know. Yes? And he's not leading you astray as some board chairmen recently have done. He's keeping you on the right path of having the facilities necessary in order to make sure that you are getting the best education possible. Because the most important thing that your parents, the most important thing that any government can offer to any of its people is the opportunity for good education. Do not throw it away, and be grateful when you have people. Mr. Honeywell could be doing his own work, he could be giving his services elsewhere, but he has chosen to invest in this place because he really checks for you, and that's very, very important. We want dedicated board chairmen here at Dunoon and everywhere else in the country. Give the volunteers on the board your applause. In 2011, there were 107 primary and secondary schools on shift. Since 2012, more than half of these schools have been taken off shift. At the current rate of removal, in 2 more years, the shift system should be a thing of the past. And the removal of the shift system here at Vauxhall is also in response to the recommendation of the National Education Inspectorate in its report on your school in June 2010, Things have changed since then, but let us recognize that the benefits of watching what the school is doing and trying to improve it. I'm pleased to see that you have a secure perimeter fence for the school now. And I'm also anxious that you recognize that all of these improvements mean that you have to improve in the outcomes of your subjects as well, and in the level of discipline and social order in this school. We want every student at Vauxhall to leave with subjects, not just to get a piece of paper and a pretty picture in cap and gown. That cannot help you. The world demands specialized skills, and therefore, Madam Principal, teachers, students, by the end of the following academic year, 2017, no student at grade 11 is going to be allowed to graduate unless you have a certificate at some level in English, in mathematics, and at least one marketable skill. Yes? That is substance, not puppy show. All right? You shouldn't think of this as being oppressive. You should think of this as a target for opportunity for your lives. Listen to me. Jamaican students at Vauxhall, you are no less bright than the schools in any other school in Jamaica or elsewhere in the world, you know. You have shown your talent in cultural and artistic forms this morning. We need to show our talent in every aspect of life and be at the forefront of education in this country and in the world. All the efforts that your MP in his ministerial capacity is trying to bring investments into this country are based upon a knowledge economy. There are jobs available for the Vauxhall graduates if you have your subjects and are willing to work in the field of information technology and business processing operations. There are jobs abroad that require you to have those competencies as well. Those of you who are good in literature and languages are no higher or better than those of you who are accomplished in automotive or electrical or plumbing or home economics. All of these competencies are valuable in the world that you are going to help us to create as a better place. So Vauxhall, step up. You now have the better opportunity of a full day, which I am sure you will make best use of. I'm glad to report that you are now making much better results, and we commend the leadership and teaching staff for improvements in teaching and learning, but encourage you to continue on this quest in academic excellence. It's not a shame if you have to say, I am not good in this subject, can I get some help, you know. The shame is when you know you're not good, and you say, I know nothing. That is when the real shame comes. Vauxhall students, get conscious, stay conscious. We challenge the teachers to make good use of the additional contact time that a full-day program will allow. The addition of 4 classrooms at Vauxhall High is the latest expansion program since 2012. During this period, nearly 50 schools have received additional classrooms and other facilities. Just 2 weeks ago, the Honorable Prime Minister opened the refurbished facility at Montpelier in St. James, now called the Fidel Castro campus of Anchovy High School. Fancy that! The Cuban people, in all of their need, invested in our country a school. And the tragedy was that we put it down for 35 years and never used it. Well, you see, we're using it now because we recognize the value of education, wrought there and being carried out here. As it relates to the additional classrooms at Vauxhall High, the Ministry of Education continues to provide innovative and cost-effective ways to satisfy demand for school places that conforms to established standards. A quick erect method of construction was used to extend the Vauxhall High School to expand pupil places, and this approach resulted in minimum disruption to the school environment, took a short time, and has involved, by the time you take in phases 1 and 2, over $40 million. I wish to commend the National Education Trust for managing this project. And let me say a word to you again. This project, the money for it is as a result of the prudence, savings, and fundraising activity of your own school, as well as the contribution of the Ministry of Education. You see how strong it is when we can do things together? So we don't need any isms and schisms. We need unity. And the money that came from the Ministry of Education is not new money. It is money that came out of our budget, because what we must do is to use every dollar, every hour, every commitment to the best possible way that we can. The Board of Management, the principal of the school, are to be commended for their leadership of this institution. And I'm asking students to value and to take care of this new facility. The place must stay clean and crisp. The desks and chairs must not be destroyed or defaced. Show your own dignity, your own value for yourself by caring for that which has been provided for you. It is my great pleasure to officially then declare the start of the full-day school here at Vauxhall High School, and to pray a blessing upon this entire community. Thank you very much.